I'm going to talk about a special game to me. I actually have two of these, and this is actually the worst cabinet. I need to put the two together and make the better cabinet. But this game is called Datsun 280ZZZAP 280ZZAP. Okay. It uses the monitors on the bottom. It has a mirror, a two-way mirror, and a black light, so you can see the hood of a 280Z, which is actually accurate to what the car looks like. But I have a nicer steering wheel for it. I'll end up putting that on. But it's a driving game, very much like Atari's Night Driver. But I actually think the graphics are better because it actually shows a few little extra things on here that Night Driver does not. But now, most of these were actually factory conversions of Midnight Racer, which is what mine is. And there was three different flavors of artwork that came with this. Um, you know what? I'm gonna set up the tripod and I'm gonna talk some more about this game. But this one is very dear to me because I it's been a 12-year quest for me. Maybe it would have been easier for someone else, but I had a hell of a time getting this game. Now, this game came out in 1976. It was designed by Jay Fenton and Dave Nutting from Nutting and Associates. Um, like I said before, it's actually like I'm not sure who came out first because they both came out the same year, but it could be a clone of Night Driver, or it is a clone of Midnight Racer for sure. But the cool thing about this game is it's about the 280Z, which I used to own. I currently own a 240Z, so which is the same body style. But it's interesting because Valley Midway they had a dud. It was called Midnight Racer, and Valley Midway they seen that at this time period the Datsun 280Z, the actual car, was very popular, and so they tried to pull off some of the popularity, and they renamed this game Datsun 280ZAP, which was the name of the car. Matter of fact, because of this, the Datsun car made one special paint package that painted it differently, and they called it the 280ZAP model. So it's kind of interesting. I mean, the car company influenced this machine, and this machine influenced a car company. But they even made it. They even had a sweepstakes. If you owned, if you bought one of these machines and you filled out a flyer, you had a chance to win a 1977 280Z or an RCA color television. But it's a big deal to me because this is okay. I'll tell you my story on getting this. I found this a different cabinet than this for 150 bucks, and all I needed was to get the proper files from MAME and make because this runs off an 8080 Valley Midway Space Invaders board with a unique daughter card that controls sound and controls. Well, I needed to get the data off of MAME to make my game play. Well, the MAME data, I think it had like 8 or 10 or 12 chips that I needed to burn. The problem was this game was only 3 chips. And so I could not figure out how to get those 12 chips to combine and make a chip compatible with the board or whatever. So something is wrong with the MAME data on this game. So I looked on Craigslist. I check Craigslist every day for games. But see on Craigslist, there is a guy that he was selling a 280ZAP partially working for $100, and I flipped out. I called the guy and he says, "Oh, sorry, someone else already bought it." So I called everyone I know. I know a lot of arcade collectors in my area, so I called everyone I know that collects arcade machines, and I says, hey, did you happen to buy that 280ZZAP? No. Did you happen to buy that 280ZZAP? No. Did you happen to buy that 280ZZAP? Yeah, I just bought that thing. And so I says, man, I've been looking for this game for years. You got to help me out here. And he actually said, Jason, you can have it. So, but yeah, so that's such a huge thing for me. Someone needs to, maybe I should do it. Someone needs to download these ROMs and give them to the MAME community, because they're not correct, the ones that MAME has. But yeah, and also MAME cannot properly emulate these sounds. Matter of fact, MAME has no sounds for this game, so that's kind of cool. I mean, if you check some other YouTube channels, I'm sure you'll see that there's no sound because they're running it with MAME. But yeah, this is Bally Midway's 1976 280ZZAP. I'm gonna start a game, and I'll show you. I love the sounds on this game. And the trick with this is you gotta keep the steering. You can't just slam the gas. And your score is very weird on this game. Oh, zonk! First gear, second gear. The score is counting on the bottom right-hand side of the screen. Ah, jeez. Also, if you don't shift right in time, or if you shift too early, it'll stall out. But you have to use the gas pedal very much like a regular car on this. Ah! You can go up to 200 miles an hour in this game. Now, it claims I set a new record. And my rating is, at a 1 to 5 is 3. And they called it Hot Wheels for that. But, really cool game. Really cool game. This has been a long quest for me. I got it. Now, this arcade machine had a few different flavors in the artwork. Now, this one was a factory conversion of Midnight Racer. And the bezel has this, the picture of the car in it and everything. And the side art is Midnight Racer side art. But on the flyer, and I've never actually seen one in person, but there's another side art that strictly says 280ZZAP. And that is, it's kind of like a cheesy, like, stencil. Like the kind of stencils you could buy at Office Max. 280ZZAP. The kind of stencils you see sprayed on the street, you know? But, and also there was a different bezel. There was a bezel that just had lines going around, blue lines in a circle. But I like this bezel the best because it actually has the car in two places. But really cool game. Let me see if I can get a better score going. This game is terrible hard. I love how it gives you the words like zap. Like, what the heck's that? I just zapped the car. Ah, jeez. See what I mean? Trying to drive with one hand. It's not very good. You see there's like a piece of paper inside that looks like a scenery, like a sky at night. You can never really floor this thing and see how fast you can go because the corners are so terrible. I can go. I was looking at the... Congratulations, you have set a new record. I'm still Hot Wheels on the bottom. But, man, what else can I say about this game? It was such a big deal for me that I finally got one. Because I had such a nightmare. It uses a 23-inch monitor, and it bounces off that two-way mirror. And so on the other side of the two-way mirror, there's a light, so you can see the artwork. Very much like Space Invaders. Matter of fact, the lights behind the glass here, it's the same exact piece of wood that's in a Space Invaders cabinet. And the guts is the harness is I would say 80% the same as a Space Invaders harness, but there is differences in order to control the steering wheel and the shifter and whatever. But really cool game. You know what? I'm gonna take a picture of the insides. Hopefully it's not too dirty. But here's the insides, and I know, I should recap this power supply. I'm working on it. I got a lot of things I gotta do. But there's a potentiometer that controls the steering, and there's your basic Bally Midway, the early Bally Midway power bricks, you know. And here is your Space Invaders style 8080 board set, running a unique daughter board that will only work for this game. And there's your 3 ROM chips. But yeah, I was looking at the main data, and I forget how many, but it was like more ROM chips than this board could even run. So, okay, you know. But here of course is your monitor. I didn't do anything to this monitor, so sooner or later this is gonna die on me. I'm gonna have to fix it. But you can see in here, here's the paper car hood, you know. And through here, I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't. It's a two-way mirror. You can sort of see it. There's the video monitor behind there. Cabinet number 088. I'm really curious how many they made. You know, I have not found a good source for Bally Midway production numbers, but I know there wasn't many of these made. Or maybe they were all just destroyed. But here is the side art, the same as Midnight Racer. Now these cars kind of resemble a Datsun. Kind of. But yeah, some of these cabinets were like a blue stripe, and it said 280ZZAP in the middle. But yeah, so that is Bally Midway's 280ZZAP.